All right, this is Bryan Yang. This is Tecson, and this is David Sol with.
So this is the amperage we got measured for yes.
Now it's a written study.
Pretty accurate.
And yeah, we're using a 43 ohm resistor and with about somewhat around 5 volts. We calculated that our calculated milliamps we're getting is 117, and we actually got pretty close. Actually, it's fluctuating right now. We got about
Like 120.
120-ish.
120.
So yeah, 120.
He was gonna fix his slide and then
And yeah, our circuit pretty much consists of our ambient temperature being right here, our Q heater, which is going to power the 43 ohm resistor right there, and touching it, it is actually our heating sensor, which is the transistor over there. And we have our ambient temperature being sensed right here, and our heat sensor temperature, and we're multiplying it by 1,000 to get our millivolts, so it's easier to see. And we have a biasing of 15 to make them even, and we have a frequency that's being adjusted from 0 to 1,000 hertz, and also our error, which is what we're watching between these two.
Super important.
Yeah, and then we also have a duty cycle right here, which is adjusting for when to turn on the Q heater or not. And here we have our graphs, frequencies all the way up to 1,000, and our errors are given here. It's fluctuating between -10 and about 1. We just need to fix that, but that's the errors between the two heat sensors, the sensors. And we also have our duty cycle right here. And our duty cycle is fluctuating between, it should be around 0. Just when we're heating up our ambient temperature, just to see, it'll actually drop, and you can see the difference between our heater, which is going to change with our resistor, our heating resistor, which is a 1/4 43 ohm resistor, and we have ambient voltage is right here. And so when we heat up the ambient voltage, keep it on here. You're going to see the duty cycle drop, which is the voltage, and our error increase, which is the difference between our ambient and heat sensor. Right, that's enough. And yeah, you can see how we only have 560 millivolts for the ambient temperature, and the heater, which is 555. 600. But if we were to cool it, it would actually turn on the duty cycle, meaning it will get hotter.
Right.
So we actually don't want to heat it up, we want to cool it down. That's the point of the heater. So our heater is going to be touching the transistor, our heating element, what's it called? Heater sensor. So if I cool it with this cup of water, you're going to see a spike on the duty cycle, and our error is going to go from negative all the way to positive, meaning it's going to turn on our duty cycle, which means it's going to turn on our heating circuit. And you'll actually see the heater temperature to rise, or to drop, and the ambient voltage to rise. So right now you can see we have an error about 20-ish, and that's in 20 millivolts difference between the two.